the City of Central Planning Commission. With a
Tony Davis. Here. Gary Harris.
here.
Amber Beal.
Here.
Joey Engel.
Here.
Ben Lewis. Here. John Sessom.
Here.
Devin Murphy. Here. Craig Langford. Here. And Jeff Simon.
Jeff's here as well. Just as a reminder, I think last time it helped when we spoke into the microphones for the video. I'd like to introduce Renee. Renee is the new planner, so welcome to your first thing on the agenda this evening is the approval of the minutes. I do have a few notes. I don't know if they got corrected. I know in the printed copy they didn't, but
I think we fixed names.
okay. So I would rather Jeff says some, yes.
I think we got the Jeffs and the Johns straight this time.
If those were corrected,
Maureen worked on those this afternoon.
that was the only thing that I saw. There are no other changes or recommendations.
Joey, I'll make a motion to approve both.
Second. Motion and second. Is anyone opposed? Application, there are three. There's a Street Busters, Joe Lawn Care, and Rolando's. Comments from staff or approve the application.
Was to approve ratification and approval.
Tony, I'll second.
Motion, we have a second. Is anyone opposed? No full business this evening. First thing on the business is a public hearing. This is for conditional use 2108 Rolando's Food Truck Court. It is 714 West Center Boulevard, C2, and it's 944, 944 acres. This is just next to motion and second. Is anyone opposed? Diana, are you going to cover this or?
Yes.
Okay.
Not sure if the applicant is here tonight, or we do have the engineer, if you'd like to hear from them first, or you would like me to start. Either way.
Go ahead.
Okay. You're going to hear Rolando's Food Court a couple different times tonight. They did have the track split you guys just approved. And because it is a mobile food truck court, mobile food trucks are conditional even in a C2, which is what this is zoned. They do currently have a permit for a conditional use permit for one food truck. And they've had that since, I believe, 2019. They are requesting to kind of update and fix up this little piece of property and include spots for up to 6 food trucks. And let's see, like I said, they are conditional. They are providing power. There's already a power pole located at the site. Water is located there. They will be installing a grease trap since there will be grease from the different food trucks that could possibly get into the water. We don't want that. Typically, there will be 2 to 3 employees per food truck. Some of them might just have one. They will provide public toilets toward the back of the property for the tenants and also customers. They will be providing parking spaces. They are thinking of, they have like about 3 spots per truck. So that should be plenty because, you know, with the, we don't have any particular parking regulations for a food truck court. But, you know, it's pretty much quick turn on people coming in and out. I do believe I have more information in the development plan, which is also, you'll be, we'll see later to talk about this. Like I said, it is highway commercial. It is, the large portion of it is a floodplain. They have applied for a floodplain permit and have been working with Maureen on that one. Most of the development and any changes are going to be on this very western side here. Let me zoom in so you can see what I'm pointing at over here. So they will be doing very little disturbance to the floodplain area. Here's floodplain, and then the floodway is further over here. They're basically going to be making this gravel area a little bit bigger for parking, and the food trucks will be on this west side with a dumpster and restroom facilities toward the back. They also have applied for a permit with RDOT to be able to widen the current driveway because it is very narrow, to make sure that it is accessible for, you know, people coming in and out, people moving their food trucks in and out there, because some of them are pretty large. As far as any specific conditions, we would like an opinion on you guys, from you guys, as far as outdoor storage, of course, with a typical conditional use does, you know, require screening. As far as the restroom facilities, you know, what kind of screening, you know, would be interested in that, because they will be at the back, but they would be visible from the street, and possibly something that would lock, so that they can lock up when they're not open for business, so they don't become random odd public restrooms. But that's about it for the basics on the conditional use permit in a nutshell.
Any questions? Restroom facilities, mean porta potties?
Porta potties, yes, which is typical with other food courts in the area. Portable
What kind
restroom.
of parking surface?
It's going to be gravel. It will be gravel parking, but it will be, you know, not the big chunks. It'll be, you know, the nice, small, compacted gravel.
I will go ahead and open up to the public if anyone wishes to speak. Questions, comments, at this time, we would ask that you come to the podium. We do ask that you give your name and address. Yes, sir. Hi, yes.
Surveys are running from where we're agreeing to sell all around my place.
Everything okay?
I just wondered why they got off on the wrong subject side.
It's all good. It's all good.
You like food trucks?
You'll be able to go have some dinner. You'll be able to have some dinner.
We do the same thing sometimes, so just wait.
Sometimes my hearing is, hey, sometimes it's not.
All right, third and final call, anyone who wishes to speak on the food truck? No, we entertain a motion to close the public hearing. Motion second, does anyone oppose? What are your thoughts on screening or no screening in regards to the restaurants?
You see up here on the screen, they'd be straight at the back. There will be some picnic tables and some landscaping, and it would be toward the back.
Dumpsters in the back.
Yes, and it will have an enclosure.
it'd be nice if they were enclosed. Visible behind a fence or something.
Yeah, I think some, a fence screen might be able to work. But, it's a temporary setup, I mean, this point, but I would agree
It is, the word just left my brain, not wood.
That's all right. Pause that screen.
Thank you. Pause it. Sorry, my brain went completely dead on that word.
Just extend that.
Can we just extend that around?
Yeah.
Okay.
any other conditions. Requested the hours, they're
The hours,
6
they,
a.m. to 10 p.m.
and that would of course be based on the tenant.
There's no sort of cross access, right?
Between there and Harps. And they will be providing 2 pole lights.
And let's not get confused with the development plan.
Correct.
The development plan will be later, so we'll be.
Correct.
We're gonna move forward, Diane. I think.
Okay.
I don't think it'll change any more minds.
Okay.
If there are no more questions or concerns, I'll entertain a motion for conditional use 2108 for Rolando.
Mr. Jerry, I'd like to move to approve. Yes, you do.
I think all is right with the roll again. My apologies.
Will, are you gonna present this tonight, or? Yeah. Do you want to just give us a brief overview of what you guys are asking for this time?
Good evening. My name is Will Kellstrom, and I'm representing the applicant on this. Good to see y'all again. So I think everyone should be pretty familiar with this request that we've got. It's 102 acres on Tycoon Road. Last time we had simply changed our request to omit some zoning, omit some of the R3 zoning. And now we have brought back, based on discussions from the last meeting, we've come back with a request for A1 and C2. As far as we can tell, this is what you guys have asked for. So I don't have a whole lot beyond that. If you guys have any more questions, I'm happy to answer them.
And you wanna first on this one?
Yes,
And then-
yes. This property is located at North Tycoon and south of LC Hickman Road. It is currently zoned agriculture. They have come in 2 or 3 times with just residential for this property, and you guys have discussed that you would like to see commercial, because on the land use plan, let me zoom out here a little bit so you can see it. It does show a commercial strip all the way on the eastern side of the property. And they are proposing this time to have C2 highway commercial, which does fit with the land use plan as far as this would be considered highway commercial and not a neighborhood commercial area. They are providing, it's 250 feet deep by 450 feet long area of commercial, and it would be for both corners of their property they have for the extension of road yawn. Thank you. Huber, thank you. My brain apparently is done for the day. For the extension of Huber that would cut through their property. Here, not quite the middle, but in this area. So that would provide a commercial node there on that corner. And of course, Huber is a designated a major collector on the master street plan. So that would be a total of 80 feet of right of way. And that's the biggest change from it. Other than that, it's still pretty much the same. The remaining property would be zoned R3 single family, and that still fits with our new Title 14. It's still R3 single family in the area, and that does fit. It does it does go along with the land use plan for medium high density residential in the area. Now there is a portion on the south end here that is the high density residential, which would typically be for apartments or townhomes or a little bit higher density residential, but it's just that portion there to the south. So it does, it is considered consistent with the current land use plan, especially the highway commercial part and a good majority of the portion that they have as R3 single family. You're welcome.
Go and open up to the public, so I would entertain a motion to open the public hearing.
John, motion to open the public hearing for rezone 21.
Reynolds, second.
Motion and a second, is anyone opposed? Go ahead and open it up to the public. If there are any questions, comments, we do ask that you step up to the podium. We ask that you state your name and your address so that we can address the questions. Did you have a question? Did you have a question in regards to this? Was there?
I don't know if you had a question, but I don't think you guys have the answer to the question.
No, I just wondered, the 5 acres for,
That's something but that is something that we're going to consider. So we'll have some discussions. So we open it up to the public for questions or any thoughts that the public might have. And then we'll have a discussion as we finish up. And
I can't get up very easy, but
that's okay.
can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay, I bought that place in 1973. So, part of it. Oh, then, okay. And I had a lot of trouble hanging on to that about the last 50 years. And I would like to say I was helped a lot by Sam Lawson, who got me out of bad fix up. Bought that place and covered it with cattle. And then about three months after I bought the cattle, it was worth about 25 cents a dollar. And I like that old place. Sometime I'll have to sell it, I know. But I'd like to make it Kingsville, if that's gonna be a little city out there.
Never know. Anyone else wish to speak or have a question or concern?
Yeah, my name is Tyler Thompson with Terra Firma Holdings. I own 20 acres just to the north of this parcel. I'm also the trustee for my grandfather's trust, which is selling part of this. And I'm the nephew of Doug and Elizabeth. Thank you guys for coming with us tonight. I want to say first that I don't think any of you all are bad people. I think you're all good people. And but I think we've kind of spit in the face of some personal liberties and freedoms throughout this process, which has taken about 3 months and required us to hire attorneys to come in here and argue with you all about a rural piece of property in Western Centerton that really, as I said the last time on the video call, we should be more than happy to have a developer come out to spend money and build houses and increase. I didn't do the math for you, but we can figure, you know, just if he puts in 100 lots there, what my uncle's paying on property taxes right now is a very, very, very small fraction of what you guys are going to get property tax, whatever portion you do get after these improvements are made. And I just hate to see the city of Centerton turning away developers over nitpicking over a little bit of commercial property here and there, especially when it's over this road, this 279 extension, because the property you need for that 279 extension was on the market until 2 weeks ago. And I checked on it before I came here. It's under contract, but city of Centerton is not the buyer. And I get it, it's a state highway. We don't want to spend the city's money to buy that property, but you've got to have it. So on one hand, the city of Centerton is telling my family, can't do this, you got to build it, telling the developer he's got to build these big exorbitant roads because of all of these grand plans that we have for this little intersection way out in the country. And I think you guys have far overreached, and I hope that tonight is the end of it. The developer is giving you some great concessions here, and I hope that you consider the hard work that my grandfather has put in, like he just told you, over the years. He almost lost the place. I've seen him out there with the tractors on in the dark. I've seen my uncle out there at 3 o'clock in the morning pulling cabs. And we're going to come in here and tell these folks that worked their whole life for this dirt that they can't sell it because the city of Centerton wants X amount of commercial square footage when we've got about 400 years in the plan worth of current absorption rates right now. It's exorbitant, and I hope we get it fixed tonight. And I hope we get a great subdivision out there and we get some good citizens. That's all I've got.
Anyone else wish to speak or have any questions? Raise second call for anyone who wishes to speak. And we'll do a third and final call. I will entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
This is John, I'm motion to close the public hearing for rezone 2126 King Park.
Joey, a second.
The motion, we have a second. Is anyone opposed? Any questions, thoughts, or comments in regards to
Okay, this matches what was permanent proposed. Documentation.
questions? Let's go ahead and go through all things that we need to consider. From A1 to R3, single family, and C2. Is the rezoning consistent with the adopted comprehensive plan, including the adopted land use plan? If not, why? And I would say, for the most part, it is consistent in the fact that there will be some commercial in the future, based on what we have put together in our comprehensive plan. It's not all the way, but it is a major intersection, or potentially a major intersection, and it would offer the the development out there, some opportunity for some commercial in the future. Does anybody disagree with that or have any additional thoughts? Is the proposed rezoning compatible with the surrounding area and zones? Again, there is some residential. That's where the some of the we've seen lately is heading to. I actually drove out in that area the other day just to take a peek because I haven't been out there in a while. So I do think that it will be compatible. And again, as we see additional properties, we'll have the opportunity for some additional commercial that will then also blend in well with the future as well. Does anybody have any thoughts about that or any questions? But all the permitted uses in the new zone be compatible in this location and the surrounding areas. And I believe the answer is yes to that one as well. Of course, the commercial up front, near the intersections, and then the single family dwellings that would be there as well. Does anybody disagree with that or have any comments? Would the rezoning provide a benefit to one landowner but not be considered for other similar properties in this area? And I do not believe that it provides one benefit to just this one landowner. Does anybody disagree with that? If the public is opposed, why? There was no opposition from the public. The information that we used was factual based, which included, of course, our comprehensive plan, the land use plan, and the road plan that was approved as well. Any other questions or thoughts in regards to the rezone 2116, the King property? Again, it's A1 to R3 single family and C2, 102.7 acres total at 8801 Floodplain Road. There are no additional questions. I will entertain a motion for the rezone.
Joey, I'll make a motion to approve rezone 2126 King property. 8801 North Tycoon.
Tony, I'll second.
A motion, and we have a second. Do the roll call.
Yes. Terry Harris. Yes. Campbell Beal.
Yes.
Joey Engel.
Yes.
Ben Lewis. Yes. John Sessions. Yes. Devin Murphy. Yes. Frank Lancaster.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you, guys, for that.
Appreciate y'all working with us.
Thank you. I'll have a nice evening.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda this evening is subdivision 1803, Little Ridge Final Plat. This is Womack Road, R3 single family. So 46 acres, 37 single family lots. The applicant here, just to give us a brief overview.
Hey, James Kirk, I'm here on the project. This is final plat, long time coming. We started this in 2018, so just here to answer any questions you may have.
Donna, this is you.
Alright, so, we've gotten this pretty well wrapped up. Covenants have been accepted by Brian. This is the bonds. We still need to get a city council approval, which is tomorrow. But we got a set of bonds previously that were not paid for the city council, so we do have bonds, they're just not created correctly. There were some waivers that were approved here to preliminary plat for turbo panel and for pipe material. We went and on a site inspection on August 10th. The minor items we found there have since resolved. The project was approved in phases. Or two initially, but the project has been constructed. And the adjacent street improvements are sidewalks to be Womack Road. There's also right-of-way dedication. for that. As part of the plat, there's also there was a vacation of a right-of-way easement with the Southwest Arkansas Utility Corp. Along the northern property line. And this one was previously bigger, it was partially vacant. During the preliminary plat process, stated that along the north side is going to be as you can see on the green on this one is the buildable area. Lots 36 and 37. A little concerned about the buildable area on this lot, 37. There's only 66 feet of buildable space on the widest portion of that one. Maybe it stated that there's a buildable house that can be built there.
You can build like a skyscraper.
Yeah, it's Franklin Construction's the home builder on this, and they don't have any concerns trying to fit a house on that lot or the adjacent lot, so.
The yellow outline there is a 100-foot electrical easement. There's some large poles on those lots. Yes, as far as lot width and such, they belong.
Any questions or comments from the commissioners?
Question on, I guess it was lot 38. There's a little sliver ring. Am I saying that's a little bit?
It's technically buildable area in that it's not in an easement.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is not good for a homeowner, but it's a lot.
Okay, I'm not sure. Okay, I see what you're saying. I'm not sure. Okay.
34. Is that a livable lot?
It has access from the corner.
Yeah, that one's considered a flag lot. Has access down to the right of way to that whole portion that's going right to the electric easement.
That's how we had it on the corner plat.
Just has a C9 and 30.75 foot frontage. It's 30.6.
The lot layouts do match what was approved.
Other questions or comments? And I would entertain a motion for subdivision.
Joey, make a motion. I'll make a motion to approve the final plat, the bond amounts, and the covenant.
John, I'll second.
Motion and a second. Is anyone opposed? All right, thank you. All right, next on the agenda this evening is subdivision 2108, Annika Estates final plat, Holloway Road. It's R3, 40 acres, 139 lots. The applicant.
One, Patrick Floyd, Morrison Shipley. I see the agenda says 139 lots. That's the full plat. We're just bringing for you guys phase one, which includes 72 single-family lots, tracks, one being wetland, non-buildable, the other being a detention pond, non-buildable. It's phase two. Which will be you guys. What did you say? 72. 72. Correct. On this plat, we're also dedicating easement to the east side, future road, also right away for hallway. Developers given all the bonds, final inspection. There's a fee in lieu of associated with hallway that's been dropped off as well.
Now this as well.
Yeah, so the water line, as last week, failed the bacteria test, ranks good with the procedure to you guys in final approval, but they resampled today and tomorrow we should have samples by the end of the week. So that's in the works. It's not fully complete yet.
Clint has confirmed that he had no issues with this going forward.
Does this go to council at the next regular meeting, not the special one?
It's on it's on the agenda for the morning.
On the waiver, it stated, is the 10-foot maintainable area there with request. The waiver was approved from that requirement, correct?
Yes,
And what was it? What was the waiver given? I mean, was it reduced to 5, none?
no,
Patrick, do you remember?
You took notes.
We're gonna-
That would be consistent with what we.
It is 10 feet except for a portion near the wetland where it extends out. It just doesn't have that whole thing around the extent, but it is 10 foot around it.
Okay. So it was just hard to tell by it's allowed.
So we're on the covenant have been accepted, the bonds for streets, drainage, water, and sewer have all been accepted. So we did and those items accepted. That's approved. Aging plan was approved during the preliminary plat. Phase one. Sidewalk and drainage. We agreed to be paid, which we have also received for $27,687.58. There's also the right-of-way dedication, which Patrick already discussed. There is a wetland. Which is a core wetland, there was a core permit, which is included as a part of your packet. In regards to the final plat, specifically, there are very minor comments left, and these record documents are on that staff approval, as well as the grant report.
Any questions or comments from the commissioners?
I have another question. If this is phase one, are you not starting with number one on lot number? And then
Yeah, I think it is northwest corner.
Okay, in the request, it says lots 67 through 119.
This West also has it has 53, I was just noticing that's 53 versus.
The overview, okay,
That's,
may not be,
that's the staff, right?
may not be, yeah.
I
Okay,
think I just have a typo.
So 72 total. Looks like it's 1 through 72 on the baseline.
okay. I don't see that. Yes,
51,
okay,
72.
okay, I thought maybe something had changed. Yes, well, I think so. The 2 ponds. That's phase 2. The pond that's in phase 2, is that like an oxide? Okay, you had, it's not constructed. Okay.
There are no other questions or comments. I would entertain a motion for subdivision 2108, the Annika Estates final plat, in District Minor Phase 1, 1 through 72. R3. It would be contingent on the bacteria. Just a note. Bacteria level, it's not going to come in. They would also look more right or not.
Thanks, that's good.
Okay, without it, yeah.
All right, Mr. Joey, I'll make a motion to approve subdivision 2108, Annika Estates final plat. It'd be for 72 lots, and the motion would include the final plat, the bonds for utilities, streets and drainage, and the covenant.
Second. Motion and a second. Is anyone opposed? Next on the agenda this evening is the development 2011 Rolando Food Truck Court. Again, it's at 714 Western Boulevard. 2, and it's 0.94 acres. You guys want to give us an overview, any specifics that y'all are asking for?
Yeah, I think Ryan kind of covered it all. I'm Molly with Anderson, but yeah, it's pretty straightforward. 6 food trucks, 18 parking spaces. We already have DOT approved for driveway. That's it.
So it would be the solid gravel. So you guys gonna level that out and put a solid gravel surface on the entire
Yes.
place?
Let's head out for the gravel. We can't really do striping, but there are signs. They're there. It's just not.
So it's just
denoted.
headed, it's just headed.
Yeah.
Where do you, I think I saw one.
There is a stall with it's gravel. You can't really meet any code. So there's a sign with a phone number to call to get delivered to the car. But there is a note, a sign saying they have parking. There's one space.
If there's 6 food trucks, is that doable? What number would they call?
Yeah, that'll be up to the leases and Rolando to manage that, but yeah.
Okay. Thanks. Diane, to speak.
Yes, I told you would see this a couple of different times tonight. This is the large-scale development for Rolando's food court. As you can see here, there are the 6 plots for the food trucks, they will have water and sewer hookups. Not sewer, but water and electric hookups for each individual site. They would, have to take care of their own dumping of wastewater, although I do believe, let me make sure I'm not dreaming that. There is sewer available. So I thought there was, but yes, so they will have water, sewer, and electric hookups. Look, it says right in my report for each food truck site. And they are proposing there is already an existing utility easement along this west side between, their property and the Harps property. They are proposing an additional utility easement on the north side of Highway 102. And also with the track split that you guys approved earlier, they are dedicating an additional 25 feet of right-of-way. So that way it would be the full 100 feet for Centerton Boulevard, since it is a major arterial. So that way that space will be there. The site access, as I had mentioned in the conditional use, they do have a permit with AHTD to widen the current driveway, because they're not changing it, they're leaving the one that's there. It's just much too narrow to have, as much in and out traffic as would be there as compared to now. And like I said, it is highway commercial. For as far as landscaping, they are providing a landscaping here along the west side, between them and Harps, and also some shrubs here in the area right along Highway 102. They aren't doing anything with this piece of property over here currently, so it will remain as is, since it is primarily flood. Like I said, they have applied for a flood permit, so Lorraine has been working on that one. Lighting, they do have 2 light poles that are proposed here on this side, and their photometric plan does show that it gives plenty of illumination to be able to see there for parking, and also, for the dumpster and the restroom back there. And it doesn't bleed into any other properties also. And parking requirements, they are providing 3 spaces per food truck. So it'd be 18 spaces, one of which will be, a handicap spot. And I think currently there's assigned handicap spot on that parcel that's been there from when, I think they've had a couple of different food trucks on there in the past year or two. There is a proposed 13-foot by 22-foot dumpster pad enclosure proposed there at the back of the property. And like I said, that is composite. Thank you for reminding me of the appropriate word earlier, Joey. Dumpster enclosure. And you guys did request in the conditional use that that area also go for some screening of the portable toilets. There's no detention pond required because they aren't really adding any hard surfaces to the area, and engineering has determined that there are no detention ponds required. And as far as floodplain and wetlands, I explained that earlier. There are no known wetlands on the project, on the property, but there is, of course, the floodplain. And there'd be 2 public toilets provided at the back. And also areas for possible seating if somebody chooses to have their lunch or dinner or breakfast while just sitting outside, or somewhere to just sit and wait, so they don't have to sit there with their car waiting. That's pretty much it. There aren't any outstanding comments, I believe. There were just some comments that, which they already knew about and have been, the applicant has been made aware that all gravel areas do have to meet the 75,000 pound requirement for fire apparatus, and all of the food trucks and everything will have to make sure to have, fire inspections and food safety and the typical things that a food truck would have to have required.
Comments, questions on
I missed it. Did you say it was a existing grease trap there? Or
It's going to be one added with this development.
Trees. Go ask more. Nobody would say.
I have a question about the porta potty. So I know they're not technically going to be in the floodplain, but will there be any, like, will they be anchored down in the event that that area does flood? Because that could
They're-
get
They
real
should be
messy.
anchored down, definitely.
maybe on the platform?
I might just, I don't know,
I mean, they're not in the floodplain, but they need to be secure or get them out of there quickly.
And not float.
And actually, the trailers are the same way. They either, if we know that is rising beyond those limits, they'll need to be supported.
And then we'll need to abandon ship.
we don't know that they should probably be secure somehow.
Well, the food trucks as well. I mean, they are outside, they're just closed. I don't know how portable they are. If they're portable, and they know that it's really coming up a storm, they may just want to move them out of there.
I mean, they are outside of the 100 limits.
Yeah.
So it will be major limits. Probably.
Mhm.
I'm just waiting. Because we're on budget now.
Yeah.
But I'm not really.
I'm less concerned about the food trucks, I'm more concerned about
We're
the
probably going to, they probably already are. People that need that. They hopefully be some pictures. But I'll.
Looks like we're about 2 feet above the basic level.
I think lately with the big storms, they haven't gotten quite, it has not gotten to my area. So I feel pretty.
Steve has the same thing in his outside.
I'm going to go on the Steve area.
I think since we upsized that pipe several years back,
The west side of this is actually going in higher.
Mhm.
Next to the
It's mainly where it really goes is more on the steep, low area.
Jeff, the conditional uses that are rolling, conditional use, we didn't specify the rolling, so
It was this
it's permanent.
My apologies. If they didn't go there, but they would like it to be permanent.
I mean, unless, and since it's a conditional use, so go remember if there's complaints or find not
Right.
compliance, then that can go vote.
Correct.
Or they have to bring it in the
Sure. John?
Mhm.
Hey, John. Was there a big, I don't have any pre-posts and stuff, was there a big increase in impervious on this? Or is the adjacency to the floodplain the rationale behind not needing anything?
If I remember right, the announcement of the site itself, there was a slight increase in people, but the overall contribution to the drainage. Increase. So.
Right.
So,
I was gonna bring up, permanent conditional use. Like see the travel view. Yeah, I didn't know how that would play if they put asphalt in the future, that would play into the drainage calculation.
I think asphalt's a different conversation. I think it's a different surface, right?
It's in some of it's adjacent to the floodplain. That if you detain it, then that timing.
Yes,
changes.
that's what he just
So-
said.
So
So whether it's-
we'll always have the opportunity to revisit.
And there's not that much impacted as unimpacted gravel and asphalt.
Right. You have to get sure of it, that's all, right? You have to go back to the city, you have to- If you have to pay that, you have to go back to the city, and that's, right?
What was the question?
But I,
If he, I mean, if he
Yeah,
were to want to
no
do
way.
it in the future, that would probably go back to the city. or-
We would see a new development plan, I would imagine, because it would change the.
That would be more than 15% of the site, for sure.
Yeah, so we probably address that at that time. There's a big one, and we can pay for that.
Any other questions? Comments? I would entertain a motion for development 2111, Rolando. at 714.
John, a motion to approve Bill 41 11.
Second.
Motion and we have a second. Anyone opposed? Paper meeting item 6. 7. Next council meeting, technically, there's a special council meeting tomorrow evening for our, on them this evening, I believe, but the regular schedule is 9:16. The Title 14 did pass council deadline, we were not able to get on the Zoom, but Title 14, phase 1, I'll call it, was approved by the council.
Title Phase 2, we'll get that published. We had a meeting with the city staff. It went real well, and it was mainly just questions of understanding. And so we explained it, and I don't think we had any changes or, that we even needed to present to you.
Landscaping meeting?
That's in the hopper. We've got to get back on the Title 15,
Which is your landscape.
which is, includes that. That is like huge.
Is that what you've been building up to?
You ready? All right,
Yeah.
if there's nothing else, I'll just take a moment to adjourn.
Joe, in a second.
Motion in a second. Is anyone opposed? All right, we're done.
Do something.
Yeah, but I'm
The 15th to 16th. Outdoor.
So